What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we got a couple of guests here on the channel for the very first time. We have Fixian and Seth from the Hell Hades gaming team. What's up, guys? How are you doing? Nice to have you on the channel.
Yo, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's been great for the invite. Thanks for having us. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have a pretty interesting chat today, guys. You know, we have this massive event where every single player gets to contribute towards a common goal, you know, but it feels like it's so far off. So I thought I'm gonna have you guys on the channel to have a bit of a chat about it, see what you guys think as well. And of course, guys, let us know in the comments down below what do you think of the whole thing. But if you don't know what we're talking about, if you go over to hellhades.com, you're actually gonna be able to click right here on Plarium Summer Trials are live. I can't find them on Plarium.com, okay? So I tried, I cannot find them there. So that's where you gotta come to get them out. And right here, we're gonna have a bunch of things to do. Spider, Fire Knight, pretty much everything in the game, right? We gotta complete content to get rewards that we're gonna have in a super easy champion training event. But I think it's not gonna happen. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I don't know who decided the numbers for the requirement, but it's been over-egged so much. And I think one of the biggest issues that we've got is people don't really run these dungeons when they're efficiently farming gear and things like that. And I just feel like the goals that have been set against each of them is almost been against us since the start. We've been covering this really since it launched, and Saphira put out multiple videos pleading with people to please start using things like your 3v3 keys and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, so it is like, what it is.
I think when you start, I think everyone agrees, like you can agree, right, that community-driven events such as this, where community collaboration, even if it's in game, such as like, you know, you work together as a clan to achieve an objective, is actually somewhere they should explore more, because I think it's a great way of actually finding some more diversity in things. So the concept itself is great. It's just what happened to the wonderful data scientists who can work out which packs make a lot of money when they came to this event, because they should have known most people don't run stage 25. And they want to run stage 24. They should have known most people don't run tag team arena, so putting the exact same number as classic arena was never going to be realistic. So it was almost like, you know, they put their rose tinted glasses on and they were like, players will run all this, won't they? It won't be a problem.
Yeah. And I think as well as that, you know, I feel like it's you almost proved it a second ago when you had to go to our website to even find it, because apart from the initial post that Plarium put out about it, there's been almost no mention of it on their part at all. I mean, we actually actively made the decision to put it right at the top of our website. Obviously, we get a massive amount of traffic in the raid community, because people just didn't know it was going on. If you missed out on like the original notifications and things like that, Plarium aren't doing enough to even promote it, and which is a shame, because I feel like this could have been something which really reflected, you know, a teamwork within the community, and really kind of been something that we drove together. I'll be honest, the rewards for the amount of effort going into it are not great. But that aside, even just the event as a whole being something that the entire raid community came together to achieve, I thought was like a cool idea. But aside from putting together a really fancy website and posting it on social media a few times, we really haven't seen any promotion about it. And that's why we made the active effort to put it at the top of our website to try and get more people to see it. But honestly, if you go to their website, you go to Plarium.com or the Raid website, you can't even find it. I'd be very interested to see the analytics on this site itself and actually see how much traffic has come to it because of us, rather than the effort that Plarium are putting into it.
I mean, you only have to go look at the raid digest, right? Every fortnight we get a raid digest. It gives us kind of like, you know, sometimes it's something new, sometimes it's repeating what we've got. They put a whole section on there on all the different community contests they have. There was not one single word about this trial event, considering it's still another 2 weeks to go. So you kind of like got a question like, do Plarium even care? Are they even committed to this event? Did they even want to do it? I mean, these are the questions you've got to ask. If you're just going to dump a website together and forget about it for a month, it's a bit strange to me.
It definitely feels strange. Like, for whoever is not aware, guys, the event runs for an entire month. So it started on the 18th last month, and it's gonna end on the 18th this month, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So it's still going in for a bit longer. Now, the bar on the requirements is pretty crazy. Like when I've seen the first thing, I said they know what to expect. So either they're gonna make it possible, either they're gonna make it impossible, you know. And I feel like they definitely had a big miss here, not making all this Dragon Slayer. Not why a specific stage. Let every person in the game feel like he's part of the community. Why you gotta put on the side a bunch of people and just give to the people that are in the very end game, you know? Like, this is a community effort, and it's supposed to be done like to embrace the entire community, not just separate the community. I feel like whenever they are trying to do something for the community, instead of just bringing it together, they're always breaking it more. And then luckily they have us, the content creators, keeping the community up and running, you know, and all the great people working around on tools and stuff that help the player on the daily basis with the game, you know. I feel like they're always missing on it. The requirement for these events are absolutely crazy, right? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, just on that point you've made, like, about how they're split in the community, the irony of this situation is, in the raid digest, they literally made a point to say, hey guys, we realize that some events are very difficult for different players on different progression states, so we're now going to dynamically adjust the events. But then they have an event here where they've literally said you only can run if you're an endgame. So it's kind of like, well, you've got the mentality there that sometimes the events are not, you know, fair to all aspects of the community. You want to bring more people in, but then your big collaboration event doesn't follow that suit. Because like you say, you look at some of the milestones here, 250 million tag team battles in a month. 200, like, even if you've got two CVC windows, we've had one CVC window already.
Tag team arena looks miserable.
It's not even 10% done. Like, it's around 10% done actually, but that's about it.
It's something silly.
It's just crazy that they even thought of putting something like this, because they know they have their statistics, right? So probably I think they've seen their statistics for around a month, and probably I feel like they went on their busiest month ever since the game is out. Okay, I feel like that's what they've done.
Then times 10.
And they easily doubled that. I feel like that's what they've done, and thinking, okay, we're gonna put it out there. People are just gonna come and they're gonna see all these amazing rewards, and they're gonna go and work for it. But unfortunately, it's not like this, because they gated everything behind it. Like, for Tag Team Arena, I feel like, I don't know, putting this even half is too much. I feel like even a quarter, it feels too much. Almost, honestly.
And the thing is, they must have known or used statistics, because they've adjusted the points requirements for the dungeons. They know Spider's at 17.5 million versus Ice Golem, which is at million. So clearly someone has gone through the process of going, well, more people run this dungeon over another dungeon. So there must have been some sort of analysis. So where we've come up with 250 million tag team, it's almost like they've just, like, I don't know, put numbers in a hat, and the one that pulls the short straw wins. There's no logic to it.
It does make me wonder whether the whole event is actually just a proof of concept, in terms of the technology that they're using to live track these different events and things like that. Because as you can see, when you've got these tabs open, they are live updating. You don't have to refresh it. They are literally ticking up every few seconds or so. So that you can actually actively see. And it does make me wonder whether they're just playing around with the technology behind it, to see if it's something that they can use in the future going along to create more web and interaction with the game, rather than just having tracking in the game. So it's possible that they're doing that, but I think it's a little bit ridiculous that the sheer requirement of numbers is just is so far out of the equation for us currently to be able to achieve it. But I think, as well as you said it perfectly there, Skratch, that they need more interaction with the wide player base, rather than just focusing on segregating the top end players. Because as content creators, you know, obviously from YouTube and on the web, the vast majority of people who come to us and are using the tools and content that we're producing are players who are still progressing through the game. They're not at this end game level. And that is the vast majority of the community within Raid. They're players who are still progressing through the game. So to put a tournament out which requires such massive input from people who are at the top end of the game, I just feel like it was a massive oversight on their part.
Absolutely.
I mean, one thing I would definitely say though, if you can pull up the Demon Lord key usage, this to me is a big red flag.
It is. It is.
Because it's the one thing that everyone does. It doesn't matter of your progression state or like if I was looking at all these objectives, the one I would say that's probably going to do it most comfortably is Demon Lord. And I think I did some math projections yesterday on where we were at day 14, and I think we're going to be around about 49% short of the goal.
Yeah, it looks like he's at a quarter now. And honestly, the thing with the clan boss, because a lot of people buy packs, right? You're buying packs, like small packs. You're getting the mini mix packs. You're getting a clan boss key here. You're purchasing another clan boss key because you're that close to one key nightmare or whatever you are in the game, you know? And I really thought that this would be like a piece of cake. And it's such a disappointment to see it. And just having a look at the rewards as well, you see like the main rewards that people care of, like getting that legendary skill tome, is stuck on Tag Team
gated
Arena.
behind Tag Team.
So they knew that was not gonna happen. I think like was just kind of like throw a carrot and then pull it back. You know, like you see the carrot, but you're not gonna get it. You just think that you're going for the carrot.
The other thing that I think discouraged people, it literally from the start, is not only did we have to achieve all these goals at the end result would actually just give us a tournament that we then had to take part in.
Which is the same quality of tournament we normally. So it's not like we're getting an extra legendary book or an extra XP barrel or an extra, like we're just basically gonna get a champion training event we normally would have got anyway. So it's kind of like you know, it's a bit it's like even if you hit the milestones, you're then gone, oh, but we haven't actually achieved anything that we wouldn't have already had. You know, maybe the void shard is kind of not in there all the time, maybe the XP barrel, but these are kind of not as big as like the legend home. Everyone knows the legend home is why you do champion training most of the time. So yeah, I don't know. For me, there's two failures here: failure in data management, because you know you structured this in a way that is just impossible for you to hit the milestones based on the fact you're asking pretty much only end game players to contribute to this. And to be honest, end game players are likely to run the game more efficiently. They'd only ever run at stage 25 if they care about 6-star legendaries or the affinity requires them to do so, like Fire Knight, or it's clan versus clan. What was interesting from the stats that I noticed was the Spider Den. At day 7, we were 91% over the expected goal. So if we basically consider where we were at day 7, work out a daily average, then sort of calculate to day 30, we would have had 91% more points than we needed to for the milestone. By day 14, that had dropped to 9%.
So was that during CVC?
Yeah, I think
basically
it started,
shows you CVC.
It started with the CVC, right? So it makes sense because during CVC everybody runs the Spider Dungeon. Now, just one quick thing that I want to go back to. So they mentioned that the champion training event that we're gonna have, if by any chance a miracle happens and we're gonna complete any of these, but by the looks of it, the only thing that's gonna get completed maybe is the Spider, and it's not even 100% sure. You know. So
we're gonna have an empty tournament, boys.
Yep, exactly.
We'll probably do the Spider because it's another clan versus clan on right now, right? I mean, basically clan versus clan contributed about 8.8 million Spider runs, and then between the windows, like the next 7 day, we did under 1 million. Just to give you context for like how much clan versus clan was influencing that. So obviously another personal rewards clan versus clan. You're gonna get all the big clans kind of going hard in Spider again. So we'll probably get the rank 4 chicken.
Yeah.
It's all we'll get, but you know,
I
rank
think
4 chicken.
I think magically towards the end, these numbers are going to artificially spike. If I'm honest.
You think? Do you think they're gonna do it like that?
Either that, or they're gonna reduce the requirement.
This is the thing about live tracking that's dangerous, though. I've been tracking all the data, so if all of a sudden we get an extra like 1 million Demon Lord keys, I'm gonna be sitting there quite quickly going, "Guys, you're fudging the numbers, and I can tell you are." You know?
Yeah, but don't complain about it. It means that we're gonna get these rewards.
Yeah, but it brings the legitimacy of the event into question, then, right?
It's still.
I mean, I'd rather go on.
It's still crazy how high they set the requirements. They mentioned the champion training event that we're getting is gonna be like a super easy one, like a fusion war mode. So something super light to do it, you know. So it would have been awesome because it doesn't cost you almost nothing to do that event. You literally do a couple of clicks every day for 4 or 5 days, and you're collecting all the rewards slowly. But just setting the bar so high, I feel like it's really discouraging for the entire community. And as an idea, let's just say I'm a new player. I find out about this, right? Not even a new player. Maybe I want to start Raid Shadow Legends, but I come to this and I see this is the this is my requirement, okay? This is
it
the
makes
requirement
the
for
game
the
look
players.
dead.
It makes the game look completely dead. Like that's what that's what I'm going, you know, like if you click on here, oh my god, is anybody playing this game? Hello, anybody playing the game, you know? And it looks so damn bad to just look at these statistics. I know how you mentioned that people are trying to be more
I mean, it's possible that's why they're not pushing it and promoting it, because they overhyped it.
Well.
Yeah, maybe the plan was.
And then they could just come in and reduce the totals and just say, look, guys, we totally overcalculated. We're just going to bring the milestones down to solve the problem. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't do that at this point, because you're not
it's still early anyway,
yeah, you're not like saying to people, oh, you burnt all those resources when you didn't need to, because people aren't doing it. So if you just come along and go, guys, look, we probably overcalculated this, we're just going to bring it down a little bit. But I guess they're pretty much like, I mean, it's actually a dangerous thing what they did here, because you can calculate with pretty efficient kind of like player base and in-game activity, because the Hydra key is like a fixed number of keys.
And the clan boss keys as well. It gives you a good idea if you make like an average, because Hydra keys you can say, okay, this is not true because 50% don't make Hydra. Just as an idea, that would be a good comeback from Plarium to say it. But when you're going on the Demon Lord, like any person that starts the game, the first thing they're going clan boss, you know?
Yeah.
That's
or if you're taking Hell Hades on holiday, you came back and it's like, yeah, all I did was clan boss. Like, it's the one thing you do in the game. Because even if you're taking a break or you can't play as much, it's clan boss.
The best rewards, 100%. So.
Yeah. So, I think, because as I said when I started, the concept is great, and I think we need to have more of these type of like community collaborative events where, you know, maybe things like your clan has to work together to achieve a clan goal, a bit like clan versus clan, but without necessarily the competitive kind of push to it. Those sorts of things are great for the community and great for people staying engaged with the game, because it gives them something other than just dungeon running and the current events in the game. So I think the concept is great. It's just, as usual, they implement it first time just stupid. I just don't understand like the numbers, where it's come from, and the lack of marketing. There's nothing in game. You know, I would have done something like maybe for the first week, dungeons get double points towards the Telerian Trials. Put a little banner in there somewhere on the actual stage 25. Maybe we have we get a clan versus clan banner, stick something up there for the Telerian Trials, so people know it's in game, because the news is gone now.
Yeah,
I think at this point, then
here,
at this point, they're going to need to make the dungeons completely free.
Yeah. No, but to the extent that I released the first video 7 days ago, and I've never seen so many people have a negative comment about an event. Sometimes people come in, you get the usuals that say, oh, this is pay to win, blah, blah. There's normally like a good proportion of the comments that go, actually, I quite like it. Actually, I think you're wrong. Actually, I think you're over, Even when I was super critical with the Path of Light, the first hero parts, I still had people coming in going, it's not as bad as you're saying it is. When I did the first 7-day event check, literally everyone's like, I forgot about it. It's not good. It's unrealistic. Why bother? It's a waste of time. I'm going to ignore it. Literally every comment. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes. Because like right now, they really messed it up just by the simple fact that they split it all the dungeons like that. Of course, the numbers of the requirements for everything are crazy, but just forcing everybody to do stage 25 is such an awful move. Stage 21 in Faction Wars, such an awful move. Just don't put any stages, just beat the Ice Golem this many times, beat this so many times.
Or scale it. Like, so if you do 25, you get 4 points. If you do 21 to 24, you get 3 points. I mean, you've scaled it in clan versus clan. It's not that hard.
More interactive.
I think that's overcomplicating it. I think, honestly, what Skratch suggested, just remove the requirement.
Yeah, absolutely. Either way is like the only reason why I'm saying scale it is if you want to like try and encourage more resource consumption, scale it. Like just don't limit it, because by limiting it, you've just destroyed the event. So and
alienated half of the community, which I think is a shame.
Way more than that, like endgame community.
Yeah, I was being generous.
I'm saying it with sadness, okay? Because I've been playing this game for 3 years. I've never seen so many people quit a game. Like, if I add all the other games that I ever played in my life, okay, including games from 20 years ago, I've never seen so many people quit a game, like all those added together. That's how many people quit raid in the end game, because people, they're not getting what they need in the end game and they're just going. And it's very disappointing to see it. And actual endgame community might be a 5% at its best, you know, to be like endgame where...
But we have significant issues, right? I mean, the empowerment system has made the top 50 platinum almost an exclusive club, because if you don't get those +4s, it's much more difficult. You've got things like ×10s not really giving you any value anymore. So trying to get specific champions on those type of, you know, that's not enough. We need like a ×20. And then you get like some people who have just got an unlimited budget. And you know, when you get into endgame, there's very few places which actually drive progression. So yeah, I think those systems they've brought in may have generated lots of money, but the endgame community now is kind of locked into this war of, well, unless, you know, like for example, now you put on the screen there, Cupidus ×10. There's so many legendary champions on there. Like that ×10 is like worthless, right? I mean, it doesn't really give you anything.
No, not at all. Like it's not even worth it to try it. I really like the idea of creating something like this, like the event, like the way they had the idea to make it, but it's very badly implemented. So hopefully, if they're ever going to do another one like this, hopefully they're going to reconsider, they're going to take some feedback and just improve the whole event all around, you know, because would be nice to see something where the entire community jumps in. It's so much interaction all the time. Like you see when we have something like we had the event with Deadwood the other day, was awesome. So many people interacted. They really like to see it. Or we have when it's the Raid Awards as well. A lot of people are so hyped about it just to see something happening, you know, like just to see the entire community like hyped on. So it's awesome stuff. Yeah.
One of the biggest things, and you know, when we're in front of a camera and we're sort of complaining about these things, it's very easy to sound extremely negative about it. But actually, it's because we're invested in the game and we're disappointed because it could have been so good, and yet it just fell short. So it's not like we're just complaining. We know that they can do better, and we know that this event could have been so much better. It just unfortunately fell short of really what the community would have wanted or would have expected.
Yeah,
I mean, on a positive note, if we look at like the Path of Light and Hero Path, when the Path of Light first came out, I thought it was awful compared to what you would normally get in a Dungeon Divers and an Artifact Enhancement. But this Hero Path, I actually thought was really good. I mean, I think it was something like I worked out about 2,700 energy to get yourself a legendary book, and that's a really good conversion rate for a legendary book. And I think it was something like 8,700 for the Sacred Shard path, you know, if you wanted to get the Sacred Path. So I think generally that shows that they can improve things and tweak and adapt, and they're willing to. Whether or not they repeat this event, because I think it's going to be such a big failure, is another question. But there is a path there. Yeah, I mean, looking at yours now, so you did quite a lot. Have you done all of the endpoints there?
I haven't done the 5-star chicken. I can't be bothered with it. I gotta use chickens to get a chicken, so it's no point, you know, for me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did exactly the same thing, but I just didn't do the books and the chickens on the sort of end path. I just got the keys, the legendary book, and the Sacred Shard, which I know a lot of people have done as well.
That's how I started too,
yeah, it just shows that you can make something that initially comes out pretty bad actually quite good. Still think they can do a lot more. Yeah, I still think they can do a lot more, because I think that was at least more efficient in terms of your resources, right? You could and the way they adjusted the paths where you could like pick your path down depending on what you wanted was much more akin to what I would have expected the first time. I still would prefer it to be more like of a longer event with maybe wrapper events, exclusive rewards, or something like that. So it becomes more than just, you know, 2 events amalgamated into one. But it's you know, it shows that they can improve things, which is great. You know, and like Fiction says, we're probably sitting here sounding like a bunch of grumpy old men. We're not. We're just sitting here thinking you could have done this so much better, and it's a great concept, but implemented really poorly, and that's what we tend to see.
It's just feedback, so they're gonna take it however they want. Probably they don't really respond well to feedback or to kind of like criticism, you know. They're always taking it a bit too extreme. They never really get it properly. It's fine. I'm still here to do it because, how you guys said, we're invested in the game. We care about the game, and this is the thing for the entire community, you know. So I feel like somebody needs to voice it out as a concern. So next time they're gonna listen up to it, or at least hear it and be like, okay, maybe we should do this because that was a failure last time, and this time we're gonna make it better. The community is gonna be happier. The game is gonna be healthier all around because the people are all happy to do the events, you know. But I feel like we pretty much covered everything that we wanted to cover in today's video, guys. I'm gonna link their channel in the description down below and in the pinned comments. Definitely head over and check them out. They're hosting a lot of podcasts as well, a lot of more interesting things, complicated things, because Seth is the mad genius here.
I am the
he is.
wizard. I think you're joining us on the next podcast episode, aren't you, Skratch?
Yeah, I think I am, yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to that, and a pleasure to have you on the channel, guys. If you want to say a couple of things as well, like what are the plans for the future with your projects, or anything that the people need to know?
Sure. I mean, obviously, thanks for having us on the channel. In general, obviously, we're still updating hellhades.com on a daily basis. We're putting out videos all the time now on the HH Gaming channel. About to hit 10k subs, so that'd be nice.
Awesome.
And yeah, just kind of doing our thing. We've started to kind of move towards putting some more content out on Twitch. So we're trying to do like the weekly podcast live, which gives us the ability to do like a Q&A session at the end with people watching, which is fun to do. It kind of pulls the community in a bit more rather than just doing the YouTube videos. But yeah, thanks for having us, and it's been fun.
Absolutely, a pleasure. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and we'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.